Hey, nice looking fire.
Thank you.
I got breakfast for you.
Awesome.
Nice looking fire pit.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Okay, it's the next day and been kind of depressed over the past couple days. Not really depressed, just kind of confused. Going into the property, it's heavily forested, and it's heavily forested with 50 years of growth and overgrowth. And down below, what's happened is the remnants of the old logging days are all on the ground. So a normal forest has a good balance, but this forest was heavily pulped and wood chipped, and shows the decay of all the logging days from back in the 1950s, whatever, when this property was heavily logged. So everywhere you step, you sink 6 inches to a foot into the ground, and it's very hilly. There's nothing flat. And to flatten an area out for, let's say, a yurt would take a lot of people. It's more than just one person can do, unless you had years, possibly like 6 months of time. Or you can get some heavy machinery in there, like tractors, bulldozers, and do it, which I don't want to do. I want to be more surgeon-like and meticulous with my clearing. And I don't think the forest area in the marsh is the best place for the yurt. When I got back to Blackfish, I just went for a little walk through the brush that I'm walking through with you guys right now. I cleared a little pathway and started looking at this old logging road that the loggers put together, built up with earth, reinforced on the top layer with rock, really beautiful rock, back in the day. And there's a fork in the road back behind me here I found when I cut the trail. One fork road goes down Blackfish, but then outside of Blackfish to another person's property. The other way goes directly into the heart of Blackfish. And this road is level. And the road is beautiful. And the road is raised up above the earth and escapes any kind of flood risk that we might have in the future. Next to the road, there's little tributaries and rivers that flow, especially when it rains. One part even has a giant, like 18-inch pipe that's been put in to allow water to flow underneath the road. The road is not able to be seen, if you guys can look behind me, because the amount of alders and salmonberry bushes that have grown in the road. So there's no big trees in the road. It's just alder heaven, weed heaven, moss heaven, fern heaven, and salmonberry heaven. Nicole was very happy with the prospect of using the road to start our life here in Blackfish. And that made me happy, and I can see a lot of potential in this road. It's beautiful and already has a ton of work put into it that they did 50, 60 years ago when the loggers built it back in the day. So I think what we're gonna do today, we're gonna spend 12 hours today clearing the road, Nicole and I. Take out all the alders and give it a haircut and trim it back and see how much road we're dealing with, and then visualize and measure and see if we have the right measurements we need for the yurt and upcoming garden and fruit tree orchard, and see if aesthetically it's still pleasing to the eye and to the spirit to base up our life on this road and use this road as a lifeline that then we can live at as we slowly spiral out and extend our life to the other parts of the acreage here. Okay, so what are you doing?
I am collecting the moss.
That's so cool. You're trying to save the moss.
Oh yeah, moss is like gold.
Then what are you doing with it?
I'm gonna use the moss for like ground cover for the garden, or you can put it on like a roof of something. Like if we build, I don't know, like a doghouse, we can put it on the roof. It's good for just really anything. I mean, or we can put the moss back down on the road so we can walk on moss instead. I have a bucket for it right here. So I'm just collecting it, and then there's sticks with a bunch on it, and I'll sit down and like really pull them off so I just have the moss. But that's time consuming, so I'll do that later. So yeah, there's tons of it.
That's cool.
Making progress.
So I would never have thought that. I would have just taken all the sticks down and thrown the moss back on the ground in the new location, but you're gonna preserve it and try to...
Yeah, because I mean, we're losing, look, I've collected so much already, so I don't want to lose all that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Avocado sandwiches with tofurkey sausages.
Field roast.
Oh, field roast.
Potato.
Yeah.
I'm sure tofurkey and field roast don't think potato, but...
Yeah. Oh well.
Hey, what did you get yesterday at the local flea market?
Pickled beets, which I love. They're like my all-time favorite. And it's really good. She did a really good job. So we also got some applesauce, homemade applesauce, and apple pie filling. So,
for dessert.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're gonna have these olives also?
Yeah.
Yes. We do a lot of things really clean and zen, but today it's gonna look like a construction site lunchtime break.
Yes, for sure.
Kimchi.
Yes.
I can't wait to have our garden and grow Napa cabbage and make our own kimchi.
Smells good. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The goal of this entire project, of course, is to get the garden going so that we can grow our own food. If you guys keep watching, we're gonna build the yurt. So we have a place to shower, a place to sleep, a place to keep safe, a place to chill, and a place to stretch and work out and just be human beings. And then we'll branch out from the yurt to build the garden. So in the meantime, several acres away, there's a community garden that the 30-some residents who are here year-round kind of organize, and they have some beds out, and I think what we'll do is we'll go down there and we'll rent out a couple raised beds and join the community garden, meet some people, and at least grow something. So if you guys can't grow yourself at your homes, at least grow in your local community garden, no matter if you're in a wilderness property like this or if you're in the city.
You made a lot of progress. You were working until like 8 o'clock.
But now at least there's enough clear where we can measure.
Yeah. Jake has the fire going with some dinner in it. Some homemade stew in the cast iron. Jake over here cutting some logs. Very nice. How's the fire going?
Slow. It's all wet and new wood. This is the last of the neighbors graciously hooked us up with. But I need a formal log axing cutting station.
We will soon. We had to show you what dinner looked like.
It's sweating.
It's sweating. It is a black bean stew, and it looks and smells delicious.
It's just a mountain of black beans that I was soaking for like 24 hours.
Yes.